Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Energy Quick Chat where we rub minds with stakeholders and players in the energy market. Now, the Namibia International Energy Conference was held in Windhoek from the 23rd to the 25th of April. The event gathered policymakers, energy stakeholders, investors, and international partners from across the world. My guest today is Selma Shimutwikeni. She's the CEO of RichAfrica Consultancy and convener of NIEC 2024. It's good to have you join us here on Energy Frontiers, Selma. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So what were some of the key takeaways from the conference this year? How just tell me about it. How was it this year?
We had a very successful event last week. I think maybe first of all, I should start off with the theme of the conference, which is rather bold, which is Reimagine Resource-Rich Namibia, Turning Possibilities into Prosperity. And we had, more than 750 people from 46 countries attend the event. And there were a number of great takeaways. I think one of the key issues raised at the conference is how to cultivate and promote local content, which has been named Namibian content. So there was a lot of companies were sharing, how they, execute local content in other producing nations, and strategies on how Namibia can go about it. And also from the government side, they shared their intent in terms of seeing the participation of Namibians in the energy sector, and that there's a draft local content policy that's in place. So that's one of the key main takeaways around education and human capital development. The other key takeaway is the exciting prospectivity in terms of geology of the country. There's been, as you know, a couple of discoveries in the oil and gas industry, and there's many other companies embarking on the journey of exploration, and they're feeling very optimistic about it. Also, from the renewable point of view, Namibia is very, it's all about the energy mix. So the country is looking at leveraging the oil and gas as well as renewables as a catalyst for development. So there's also been a lot of interesting updates in the renewable energy space in terms of our potential. Another key takeaway is that Namibia is on the cusp of an energy boom. And, that comes with different kinds of conversations, whether it is infrastructure, do we have the infrastructure to support this new industry? And so we also heard, from the CEOs of our port authorities, also from our NAMPO, Namibia Power Generation company, the national one, in terms of energy master planning for the region. And also I think what stood out the most was Namibia's growing importance in terms of the regional aspects. Namibia's role in contributing to the energy deficits in the SADC region as well.
Okay, right. That was a bold one. That was a very ambitious one you had there. Now, there were a number of key partnerships and agreements that were signed during the conference. What were the key, which ones stood out for you during and after the conference?
Definitely, partnerships is at the heart of the platform. And one of the key partnerships that stood out was Chevron signed a strategic agreement with NAMCO, our National Petroleum Corporation, to explore a block in the Walvis Bay Basin. Also, Halliburton and Rhino Resources also signed at the conference a strategic agreement around drilling. And those are the ones that I'm aware of. I'm sure more stemmed from the platform. Also, just I think on a softer side of things, we launched the Future Energy Leaders Legacy Program at the conference as well, which was sponsored by Subsea. Those are the many different kinds of partnerships launched at the conference, but those are the ones that stood out to me most.
Now, how do you see these international collaborations and investment playing a major role in Namibia's energy future? And what are your expectations going forward?
I think that the international investors are going to play a critical role in unlocking the value in the energy value chain in Namibia, and it is very evident by the existing partnerships that are already in the country. So, for example, we have the likes of the Chevrons, Total Energies, Shell, with Woodside Energy, all the big international oil companies and service companies they do have presence in Namibia. It is very evident, especially from the minister's speech as well as our deputy minister's speech, the important role of investors to unlock value in our industry. And so the conversation is all about collaboration and how this can be a win-win situation, both for the investment community as well as for the Namibian people. In terms of looking ahead, Namibia has a great enabling environment, and that's why the country has been able to attract that caliber of companies over the years. We are a stable nation. We have world-class infrastructure. We also have the advantage of speaking English, being an English-speaking nation. And as you know, we are 3 million people. And so even from a human capital point of view, we have capacity and the skills, and there's a lot of conversation between the companies and the country on how to leverage what we have to take the industry to the next level.
Now, as we close, tell me about, I know you recently launched the Future Energy Leaders Legacy Program. Tell me more about it.
Yes, we launched the Future Energy Leaders Legacy Program because I truly believe that, not just from a Namibian perspective, but also from a continental perspective, the youth is our future. And first oil, for example, in Namibia is probably 5 to 7 years away. And we have an opportunity to build capacity among our young people to participate in the industry. So instead of waiting until the first oil, I believe that it's very important that as a country, maybe I should start focusing on education and building capacity, and also creating awareness among the young people in terms of, what do they go and study, if they want to participate in the energy sector. And also for the ones who want to take the entrepreneurial route, also for them to start understanding, what is the value chain, how can they participate in the value chain. So the whole idea around the initiative is to create awareness among young people, awareness about the energy sector and the related opportunities, but also to promote, mentorship, internships as well. And also, around responsibility. I am where I am today because of education. And I believe that if we empower our youth with education, they'll be able to contribute meaningfully in our society, whether it's in the private sector or the public sector.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contributions, and kudos to you and the team at RichAfrica for putting this together. It was such a huge conference and a very successful one, if I must add. Selma Shimutwikeni is the CEO of RichAfrica Consultancy and convener of Namibia International Energy Conference 2024. Thank you so much for joining us on Energy Frontiers. And that's it on our Energy Quick Chat. Thank you everyone for taking time to watch. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to see more videos like this, and follow Frontier Africa Reports across all our social media handles. I am Justina Okechukwu. Bye for now.